So let us today discuss the rights and duties of a data principal as defined by the Indian DPDP Act. Well, rights is what we all expect, but the DPDP Act also gives us some duties when we are sharing our information. Welcome to my YouTube channel where you daily see new content on data privacy, and these days we are talking about the Indian DPDP Act 2023. So we are going to talk about the rights and duties assigned to us as the citizens, as the data principals. Now, before we move on to that, what is a data principal? Data principal is an individual whose information has been collected and processed. While I am of the habit of using the word information, the law mostly talks or uses the word data. Practically both mean the same, right? My data in terms of my name and address, or my information in terms of my name and address, both logically means the same. So any individuals whose data is being processed is the data principal. And if he is like a child less than 18 years, then the data principal definition itself also includes his parents or his legal guardian. If in case parents are not there, there is a legal guardian, then the legal guardian is included in the definition of data principal. Similarly, for disabled people who are dependent on others, then the lawful guardian allocated for them or appointed for them is the one who is responsible as a data principal, or who is a part of the definition of the data principal. And then what is the data? Data is anything that helps us identify that individual, right? It could be his name, his address, his phone number, email ID that help identify them. Again, you would say that name could be common. Yes, it can be common. It cannot be unique. But a combination of name, address, phone number, email ID, or a combination of name with any of the other three parameters is going to be unique. So that's what we call as a unique personal data or a unique personally identifiable information. Right? Other parameters like his financial information, his health records, his biometrics, everything. So anything that identifies or gives the identity of an individual in a small piece and a standalone piece or in combination with something else is a personal data and is referred to as personally identifiable information when we talk of data privacy as a whole in the global context. And I'll tag the video of personally identifiable information over here. Right? There is some part of it which is sensitive. You can't afford to lose it. You can't afford that someone else misuses that information. Right? They can, right? Even if you are not lost, but if it has gone accidentally shared with someone else, like your financial information, your medical record, there could be harm with someone having your medical records, and he can put you into trouble by a lot of marketing, by a lot of public announcements of your health related issues. So many things can happen. And while you say what does the marketing harm you, but yeah, when you are not well and someone keeps disturbing you, it can harm you directly or indirectly, right? So these are referred to as sensitive personal information or sensitive personal data because loss of them could harm you. Biometric. If anyone else misuses your biometric, biometric is unique. You can't change your thumb impression, you can't change your retina file. So you need to be very, very careful. Never share your biometric at a place you can't trust, right? Data. Now, as a principal, I have some rights when someone is processing my information. What are those rights? We earlier studied the same rights in GDPR as well. I'll type that video over here. But what are those rights? Those rights are right to access information. Right? I have the right that if I know that you are processing my information for a purpose, I can ask you to allow me to access that information. Why would I need that? I want to see the accuracy. I want to see what information you have. My information, my choice. Right? If I see that information is not accurate, I can ask for correction of the information. If I see that I don't even want this there, then I can get it erased from you. I could access my right to data portability, which is I can say whatever information you have, give it to me in a computer readable format so that I can share it with some other processor also. Right? Some other processor wants my information, so I can ask you to share it. I want to share it with someone else, or I may ask you to directly share it with the second processor. Right to be informed, as in when you are processing my information, changing my information. Right to withdraw my consent. I can anytime come to you and say, hold on, please don't process my information. And it can go into finer details, though the Indian laws are not yet there, but publicly in the international arena, it can go into a detail which says that I withdraw my consent from a particular process, I withdraw my consent from you as an organization or as a processor, or I withdraw consent only to the level that you stop processing my information. Or I can withdraw my consent and say erase my information, right? So they have different terminologies like right to object, right to erase, and again I have a series of videos on the international GDPR law rights that individuals have. So you can do a lot of work on my channel and enhance your knowledge about data privacy. And then the one thing which is very important that the Indian law has is a grievance redressal mechanism. You have the right to go to a grievance system internally with the processor, escalated to the senior management, and externally as a law to the national agencies who will help you protect your personal information or misuse of your personal information. So 5 processes we talked about: collection, storage, usage, disclosure and deletion. They form as the processes of what processing a processor can do with your personal information. Last but not the least, apart from having these rights as a principal, as a user, I have some duties also. What are those? I should provide accurate information. I should not compromise on the information I have provided, right? The processing's entire effort should not go waste. I should apply for correction whenever I think it is required to be corrected. I should not impersonate any other person, right? So my information should be mine and I should not act as some other person. I should not misuse any of my user rights, unnecessarily irritating people. In the international laws, we also have a system where you say if unnecessary requests are coming for a user right, then the processor can either charge a fee or stop entertaining those requests, right? Then you have to go to the court to get that done. And as a user, as a principal, I should respect the legal framework given to me, and I should not register false grievances, right? These are the very important things. They are in benefit of you as a data principal, apart from fact that they are part of the law also. Law is something that you should adhere to. But if you make law as a discipline of your life, then you don't need to worry about adhering to anything special. So that's about the rights and duties of a data principal. In the coming videos, we are going to talk about the responsibilities of the fiduciaries and the processors who are processing our data. So stay tuned with my YouTube channel. Sorry, I just missed out one point. You should be mindful of providing and withdrawing consent. So when you are approving, giving the consent for processing your information, be careful about it, that you have understood the purpose properly. And when you are withdrawing the consent, that I don't want you to process my information, then again be very careful of that. So we come to the end of the video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel to stay tuned. Share your feedback in the comment section and press like and bell icon if you like the content of my video. Thank you.